financial advice terms, basically, it's just insurance. With any insurance, we insure what is important to us because it is of value to us. So just as we would insure our holidays or our mobile phones, why don't we insure our health and our lives? We've all been asked the question, or indeed asked the question ourselves, what would we save from our burning homes? Suddenly, material possessions become unimportant, and without doubt, the first things we would save would be ourselves and our children. Unfortunately, just as with car crashes and home burglaries, ill health and death are things that always happen to somebody else. But tragically, one day that somebody else could be you. Statistically, the average 30-year-old male before the age of 65 has a 1 in 3 chance of either being unable to work through long-term sickness, suffering a critical illness such as cancer, heart attack or stroke, or even death before the age of 65. In the UK, we take for granted that we have a welfare state and assume that if anything untoward were to happen to us, we would receive benefits from the state. In reality, any benefits available are only there to provide for the absolute basics and essentials. Gone would be your little luxuries, such as that once a week takeaway or Costa coffee. This in itself can pose more questions than answers. There are a multitude of products and solutions available on the market. So this actually makes the situation more confusing and even easier to put off until tomorrow. There are 3 types of cover: life insurance, which pays out in the event of death; critical illness, which pays out in the event of diagnosis of a specified critical illness; and income protection, which will provide you with an ongoing income until you're well enough to go back to work. The consequences of not having cover in place can be dire. 2 examples that spring to mind are firstly a lady who, as a single mum, was diagnosed with breast cancer. Unfortunately, despite surviving the initial cancer treatment, the treatments themselves left her in a position unable to work for the rest of her working life. She is now completely dependent on state benefits, and whilst she does receive help with her mortgage interest, this is only paid as a loan, therefore her daughter will never be able to inherit the family home. The second is a gentleman who, during a routine health check, was diagnosed with a condition requiring angioplasty. His critical illness plan paid out immediately, meaning that his mortgage was cleared, and during his treatment and recovery period, his only concern was getting well and being able to go back to work. He had no financial stresses or concerns whatsoever. So what should your next steps be? Basically, just arrange an interview and a meeting with an independent financial advisor. The initial meeting will cost you absolutely nothing and be without any obligation on your part. However, without understanding your options and the potential costs, you're unable to make an informed decision as to what will be best for you.